This first section is about what employers actually care about when they're evaluating new candidates for their jobs, for their open positions. It might not be what you think. Yeah, there are some employers out there that still care about hiring people with a master's degree from Stanford or whatever. Usually these are places where maybe you don't want to work for in the first place because they're so caught up on hiring people that are exactly like themselves that they might not have a very open mind. But that aside, most companies value your experience, what you're able to do, what you're able to bring to the table and actually deliver when you come on board. They care about that more than your educational background, especially as you get later in your career. What they care about is what you've done, not where you went to school, not what your GPA was. Only if you're just graduating does that stuff matter, okay? Ultimately, employers care about delivering results. So if you're light on education, stress what you've built in the past. That's what's important. That's what can get you in the door. That's what matters to these people. I'll tell you my own story of how I got started in the tech industry. So I didn't have a computer science degree. I went to school for electrical engineering. Related, but pretty different, actually. They didn't really cover programming in that degree program at all. But I taught myself because I was passionate about it. I loved the idea of just being able to build things by writing code in my own little room there, right? I didn't have to go out and buy a bunch of materials and be in a big laboratory to make things. I could make things pretty easily, and that was pretty exciting and very rewarding. So I started building little shareware video games on the side on my own. We formed a little small company, and we published these little video games for the Macintosh, a long time ago. And they did pretty well. People wrote into us from all over the world and told us how much they loved them. So I taught myself how to do that. I just got some books. I started tinkering. I started fiddling around. And ultimately, I put out a couple of products to market. They got out into the real world. That's what's important here. It's not just about saying, yeah, I tinkered with this technology on the side. You want to be able to demonstrate that you built something with what you learned there, that you can take what you've learned and turn that into an actual result that gets in front of actual customers. And that's what I did. So when it came time for me to seek new career opportunities, I actually got a call from a company in California called Sierra Online. These are the guys who were building some of the very first video games like King's Quest and Police Quest and, yes, Leisure Suit Larry. But they were interested in me just because of what I had produced. The fact that I had made successful shareware games on my own was enough to get me in the door there. And even though I didn't have a formal education in programming, they were able to see that, hey, I had the tenacity to go and learn new skills on my own and apply those to building actual products that got in front of actual people. That's what they cared about the most. So I got on a plane to California. I knew there were some gaps in my education, so I read up on those while I was on the plane, and I actually got through the interview and landed a job there that changed my life forever. So the moral of this story is build things, get them out there, put them out in the market, show the world that you can apply what you've learned, that you can learn things quickly and turn that into tangible results. Employers love that.